Hey.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
See you, bro.
It is surreal seeing you here, man.
Is it, man?
It is very surreal. It's been, a journey.
Some journey, eh?
It has been. It was Armageddon here at one point.
Yeah,
and,
man. And now we're here.
And now we're here.
Mate, it's
yeah.
good. How are you?
Very good.
Yeah?
Very good. Managed to get the sunshine out for you as well.
Mate, what a week to do it, eh? So what is this?
What is this?
Yeah, like this plot of land?
So basically the landlords, they bought these dilapidated barns in the 90s, did them all up, meant to sell them into houses, but they turned them into basically their own business, and then they couldn't change the license on them.
Right.
So now we got them.
Sick. It's fucking nice.
It's a nice spot, right?
Yeah. Is there any way you could put some branding on the road?
We literally had a sign 2 weeks ago, got smashed in a storm.
Oh, really?
So we need to get another one. But
Okay, fine, that makes sense.
It's coming.
Yeah, I wondered.
Yeah.
Mate, it's gorgeous, eh? This is your fucking office.
I know.
Yeah. Is this your work?
No. I walk in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
I know,
as well.
living the dream.
Mate, you literally can't get life any better. Mate, that's so sick. Okay.
You want to come and have a look?
I do. Do the members mind on this video?
No, I'm sure they'll be fine. I mean, they don't know, but they're used to us filming.
Yeah, he won't be filming there much. We'll just meet you and I.
The problem is, the way that I would see it is the height. So to add racks on the back wall, I mean, obviously we did it with Wolverson and not Black Box the first time, but I'm not sure there's quite enough ceiling height to have racks on the back.
Yeah, no, I think you've got the best out of the space as possible. We'll look at the other space and then I can try and deduce if there's any other way to do it. I think there's sometimes we get lost in the idea that everything is based on the squat rack, where in reality it's one piece of the puzzle.
That's true.
You know, like cables, squat racks, things like that. So you need somewhere to press overhead, and somewhere to maybe do a pull-up. That's different, right?
Yeah.
So if you're squatting and benching here, for most people you'll be fine. But we just need to work backwards from what are we trying to optimize for? Right? If we have a bottleneck growth, then it's okay, we'll try and grow somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise, if this is a vibe, then it's a vibe.
Nice, man. Lovely. How we do it? Okay.
So you've got twice the amount of
Step in.
Yeah. Footfall. That's just eating into a minimal gym space.
Yeah.
If and when necessary, it would be cut it by half. It would make the space feel a hell of a lot bigger.
Okay, that's a great idea. I love that. Their system with Wolverson, obviously this back rack is unusable.
I think what we could do is we could reconsider how you use this side. Instead of 3, you go 4 racks, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, how do we use that space in here? And it might be that if we grow to another pod, we want to service another pod. It's like, do we try and go another pod of 6 in here and have 4 and spread this out into 2 halves? Like, none of this is necessary.
No, the landlords have said we can take it out.
Yeah.
And you can't really see it because of the bikes, but there is actually a lot of space in the back.
Yeah, no, 100%. So if this wasn't eating out space,
like it.
and you had one here, like if this moved across to here, right? Because there's enough bar space.
Yeah.
You had one here, one there. That's 4, and then you could have 6 people in that space and 6 people there.
Love it. I hadn't seen that. I knew you'd have something. I knew you'd have something that I just hadn't seen.
Yeah.
Love it.
Always. Because again, the bikes and stuff, they take up space, but this is what's clouding your judgment.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Each bay has a zone.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bosh. That's your 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the shelving, everything goes in between.
Yeah.
All right. But then you've got climb, and the other 2 are going to rest.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not circuit training, but then literally, if I'm a coach, I've got all this space, and again, imagine if those racks were fucking tight against the wall. all that space, the 6 clients. So it's about facilitating a great client experience,
Yes.
as well as a coaching point of view, right? So in that space, maybe as a coach, it's harder because you've got to like doctor around.
Yeah, we know
But at least like the experience for the client's really nice. Whereas in here, like because it's like spread out long and stuff, it's not that ideal. You actually want to make it feel like a studio within a studio. So like divide it by half, control that space. So you're absolutely laughing. And then what we need to do is just think like the utility of like these things, where they sit, what have you.
It was at SGPT seminar in Brighton.
Yeah.
And it was actually gearing up to open this.
Oh,
and
really?
Going, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I've mentioned before, we were kind of scarred by a mentorship previously. And so I really didn't want to go down the mentorship route again. And you were like, this thing, the Gym Owner Network, you need to...
Yeah.
And I was so resistant to it. And I wish I'd just fucking done it.
Because it took you a year after that, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to all go wrong first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the shit you could avoid if you do it properly. I was actually thinking about this last night. Just like I've recently signed someone who went to another mentorship because it seemed easier, right? It's like more cookie cutter. It like just feels like your void, and then eventually people come around and be like. And I was thinking the Gym Owner Network is like the last mentorship you come to and the one you stay at. Do you know what I mean? It's the one that actually you wish you went to first. But it's the one that you know is going to fix your business.
The thing is, dude, like we had our first mentorship in 2019 when we first opened, and it was, I think, if any of my strengths in entrepreneurship is just that I'm ready to put my hands up when I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so we went to this company. It was an American company. They were one of the first like fitness mentorships. They're about 25 years old.
Oh wow.
To be honest, in the beginning, because we had no clue what we were doing, just coming from the gym floor, it was really good. But the systems that they had put in place just weren't right to grow the gym.
Yeah.
And when we tried to come back on them, they didn't want to hear it, which then left a negative mentorship experience. I spent a lot of money with it, and then you become resistant to repeating it, not knowing what's possible.
Yeah. The problem with the mentorship space is there's loads of like methods, but very few principles, right? So it's like, here's a method. And like, it might have worked for them, but it doesn't mean it works for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest issue. My superpower is trying to recognize your individual like goals, your individual circumstance, and trying to like individualize the strategy, but on the same principles.
Yeah.
And then it tends to work really, really well. It's a very nice gym, so it's like a barn conversion. This is like a dream house for me, to be honest. Imagine having a house like this. The gym is absolutely gorgeous. Visiting Ryan at Equilibrium. Probably one of my top 3 testimonials from once you see this story. So it's a beautiful gym. We tore down a high turnover, 0 profit personal training business and turn it into a business that can actually sustain itself and grow. It's one of those ones where he had to go all in. Firstly, admit that he's struggling, ask for help, and then follow the plan. And man, this guy followed the plan. So we're 6 months and 2 weeks in since tearing the whole fucking thing down. It's serious. When you see how this business is rocking now, you'll be like,
that I can get behind and I can... There you go.
that's mad, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck. What do you got on today?
I got some sales calls later.
Nice.
Get some posts up.
I mean, do you want to come for breakfast?
I'd love to come for breakfast.
Yeah?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's go for breakfast.
Yeah. Then some gym owner that he's meant to go and launch their gym, just keep going straight by the way, he's meant to go and launch.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Basically, like you start off with you come and you're just a regular, right? And you got a uniform and that kind of stuff. And you post it on your socials. You get like a special card, right? That's like a Equilibrium members card. Something that's like really in line with like your values and where your members would go. Do you know what I mean? It's like really close the loop, so to speak. It definitely looks like your clientele in here, though.
Yeah.
Next boardroom meetup is going to be like a day out, like paddle kind of vibe. So just that kind of
July.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got some good shit in the pipeline.
My plan right now is so we currently have basically one full shift pattern in the diary that is still open, like where you saw today there was only one coach in.
Yeah.
So my plan right now is we can grow to about 150 members, then I'll bring another coach in. They should be able to pull us up to 200 members. Once we get to 200 members, we'll be around 50k a month, and then at that point I can start getting serious about like pods and that stuff.
Yeah, easy. The space right now is more than adequate to do everything we need to do. And we just need more messaging coming out of that thing.
Yeah.
That just like really establishes who we're for. All right, and how we attract more fucking good people. But like marketing outside M&S, I don't know what the entrance is like on the other side. But like running like that fucking scanner that you got is fucking shit. But if you had an in-body, you could come park out here and go free health assessment. On Saturday, like that sort of stuff. Like you can do it.
Really,
Mate, see if you can sell that thing.
I will.
See if you can sell it. If you can get like, I know it feels like a lost leader. If you can get $5 to $7 grand for it, second hand, and then you can fucking pump that back into a brand new in-body, it'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Remember, with Gym Owner Network, you get 15% off in-body.
Love it. All right, mate. Safe travels, chaps.
So we just wrapped up our visit to Ryan Thomas's gym, Equilibrium. He is one of those success stories that almost brings a tear to your eye. It's pretty fucking special. Incredible story how we've torn down a broken model. We've now given him a model that works for him, that attracts his right clientele. He feels proud of himself. He feels proud of the business that he's running, and it's pretty cool to see, to be honest. It just reminds you of the impact that the Gym Owner Network has on people. It's pretty special. We're now about to hit the road, sadly, for 3 hours to go and visit the boys Sam and Tristan at CTPT. Talk about a transformation. These boys tore down a underperforming, low turnover functional fitness facility into a high performing Gym Owner Network model gym. And man, oh man, these guys, I think they've like grown the gym by like 400%, something crazy. Anyway, they've just bought a new gym. So we're gonna go check it out, design it, and do some naughty stuff with it. So let's go. It's been 3.5 hours in the car. It's been fucking crazy. But we're just about to arrive at a secret location. Can't share too much. Legends in the Gym Owner Network boardroom, Sam and Tristan, have secured themselves a new home to grow into. Can't share too much right now. Still behind the scenes kind of stuff. But I'm here to double check the space, make sure we build it, plan it, design it. Absolutely world class. Always pulling in black box to make sure this thing is second to none. So we're just arriving, we're just parking. Let's get this thing done, shall we? Sorry about that. That is the worst road ever. Hello, how are you?
How you doing, mate? You alright? Good to see you. How's things? You alright?
Mate, you good? Good to see you again.
Hey, mate, you alright?
Man, the space is sick, eh?
Yeah. There would be where we would look to go on to the rigs, and you can kind of see the layout on each side of the rigs going all the way down to probably, I think it would end about where the rowers are.
Yeah.
And then that would become the team training area in behind there.
Our layout from Chris, the whole room is basically assuming this is the end wall.
Right.
Does look good.
Yeah, so that end by your right thumb is where you're standing there.
Yeah.
And then obviously we would have the BLK rigs and then our rigs from our
You gotta say black box rigs.
Okay.
You can't say BLK. If they heard you say that, I think they'd take your discount away.
And then our rigs would begin something like here, the ones we currently have.
Yeah. To go to 4 pods like that in this space, and then there, I think that makes a vibe. Have we looked at it running all the way down just on one side? So PT there and classes, yeah.
I think the idea was from when those mats change that becomes cafe, chill, changing rooms, reception.
Yeah.
Whether you think that's a dead space and not
It's a lot of space. It's a lot of space. You've got the benefit of running the concurrent model. In a space like this, you can put about 32 people into that space, and it's a fucking vibe. So it's recognizing the different ways you want to manipulate their programming over time, so you don't feel constrained too much. Because you guys are so used to so little space, you're like, oh, it's fine, we can pack it. But you'll be surprised how much more we can expand. You guys could go down the middle with half racks like Stratford, PTs that way, and large groups this side. So like on that same rig, you'd have wall targets here kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So this side feels large group-esque, and that side is PT.
We discussed that with Chris. I can't remember why we decided. Or
there was an element of we're naturally going to keep some of these, and because a lot of what the cost is the floor. So there was going to be a natural divide where there's going to be a line where we'd have to use different type of floor from as we go side to side. That was the main reason for having it all on one side, because where we went from team training, that sled patch there was there, to then the other tiles would go the other side, so you wouldn't notice the difference between colours.
Let's go back to Chris's design. Yeah. So pod.
Yeah.
It would work up to about here, right?
Yeah, it was somewhere around here was where the track started.
And then that's where the track is. If you had 5 assault runners already, just imagine 5 assault runners in there and how much space you'd lose already. Yeah. Never mind 5 assault, 10 echo, 10 ski ergs. Do you know what I mean?
sitting there for not being used, I guess.
Hey?
Especially when they're not being used.
Yeah. Then what we do is go V1, but with the view that it makes sense over the next 5 years to get to where we want to get to, and just work towards that.
Would you go black box? They're all of their 6. They're all of their rigs. Then ours coming down this end. Obviously, with the goal long term being that we would turn those into black box ones.
Or would you put ours on that wall? Are you saying having nothing on that wall at all?
Nothing on that wall.
Okay.
So just down here.
Yeah.
So you're piecing that way.
Almost kind of like Stratford if it was wider.
Correct. I mean, right now you guys go 2 and like 3 to a rack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So typically that model, you want like 6 meters. So here, that's the kind of space you want to work towards. If this was 1, and then that was the next one, that's where those 6 are working. All the shelving and everything's here, servicing there. The only thing is the bench is either in the rack or it's pulled out or stood up. That's the only thing, but all of that is free and clear. The one thing you've got to consider is when you run a concurrent model is the music. On the large group, you want to pump up music a little bit more. On the small group, you still want to be able to hear coaching cues and that intimacy. So it's like striking the balance. You could have speakers like on the ceiling pointing this way for PT and pointing that way for large group. Now we've seen the space, just work backwards from the perfect scenario and just play it out in a few different ways. Got to consider Saturdays like Sense or Psycho Saturdays or whatever the fuck we're going to call it. What's that like community like session? Having as much floor space open as possible is key for that as well.
Yeah, we currently run that. Yeah, we changed that. We've currently get 30.
Yeah.
In what the building
Exactly.
we have. Yeah.
Here on a Saturday, I want like 9 a.m. with 50 in, right? And it's like 10 groups of 5. Should we head back to yours?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Right, cheers, boys.
Thanks
very much. Cheers, mate.
Thank you, Ross. Appreciate it.
No worries.
So I really like the space, and if I were to draw it out like that, like to me, there's two parts. So if we had like let's say the half racks kind of thing down this space, yeah, and you could have
This is the black box ones.
yeah, or yours in the beginning, right? You had the turf, and then you had like large group like equipment here. That's like one version, right? We could do it this way. We take what you currently have and just run it down the middle. We've got 6, so you could get 2 more of what you already have, right?
I think we were pretty set on getting the Nexus racks. It was more just that we'd said 6 Nexus racks plus what we've got, I think we're at around 50 something K for kit.
But maybe we don't need the Nexus racks right now. If the constraint is cash and the floor is more important.
Fine.
Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's like, let's build the foundation of the layout and the floor, and then we can add further down the line. Do you know what I mean? If this was almost like a walkway, do you know what I mean? So let's hypothetically just say that was like tiled, right, or concrete, like polished concrete. That's like your walkway to PT, separated by the turf, and then you got this like conditioning area as well. And then this is where PT happens. And we can stretch this line and those pods as much as we want to try and make this feel like really fucking sick. But that's like the PT zone, and then you've got this like large group thing. Because then the way my mind is going is, on a Saturday, we just want to use all this space, and let's say we want to go for a run up the drive and back. We just want to be able to go freely in and out of the gym into the working space. So there's space here. Alright, so we just wrapped up with Sam and Tristan. It's probably one of the top transformations, taking a group functional fitness gym, making no money, business partners falling out with each other because no direction, frustrated, just like all over the place, to tearing it down and going all in on the Gym Owner Network model. One that's allowed them clear structure, clarity, and a trajectory like no other. They've grown over 400%. I'm not joking, this isn't some inflated thing. It's a gym that was stuck at $8.5 grand a month and going nowhere to where they are now. So you can do the math. Bottom line is, Gym Owner Network crushed it. Sam and Tristan crushed it. CTP to the fucking moon. Another good day on the road. Let's go.